It's into the air by Jose Sarr.
Hello everyone, welcome to GK Today. Today's topic is what is tomato fever? Recently, Kerala has registered 82 cases of tomato fever. So let's start the video. Days after, a teenage girl lost her life after eating shawarma roll from an eatery joint in Kerala's Kasaragod due to a bacteria named Shigella. A new virus has hit the state. Kerala has registered 82 cases of tomato flu or tomato fever as per the local media, which is expected to rise further. Right now, the cause of this disease is still unknown. The Kerala Health Department is closely monitoring the situation as the disease affects children below the age of 5. And all the 82 cases of tomato fever was reported in Kollam city. What is particularly worrying is that all the confirmed cases are of children below 5 years and they have been reported from local government hospitals. Now we will understand what is a tomato fever. Tomato fever, also known as tomato flu, is a rare kind of viral infection that is affecting children below the age of 5. It has still not been confirmed whether this unidentified tomato fever is a viral fever or an after effect of chikungunya or dengue fever. Mostly the infected child from this fever experience rashes and skin irritation along with dehydration. This causes blisters on several parts of the body. The name tomato flu or tomato fever in this is derived from the fact that these blisters are usually round in shape and red in color. That's why it is called tomato flu or fever. Right now, only parts of Kollam are experiencing this kind of flu, but the state health officials warned it that it could spread to other regions too. Now we will understand what are the symptoms of this fever. The main symptom of this fever includes rashes, skin irritation and dehydration. The children affected with it get red rashes almost the size of tomatoes. Having high fever, body aches, joint swellings and fatigue are some of the other symptoms of this fever. Besides, the infected child suffers from irritation in the mouth due to dehydration. Some patients also claims that worms come out of the boils that develops on the rashes. Now come to the preventive measure. If your child have any such symptoms, then immediately consult your doctor, and the infected children need to be kept hydrated by making them drink lots of boiled water. Scratching the blisters or rashes should not be done at all and maintain proper.
Come through with it. Serve it. What they gonna do about it? Woo! Get loose. Acting brand new. Can you keep it cool about it? Ay, you good there? Ay, you good there? Je ne sais quoi, je ne sais quoi, je ne sais quoi, je ne sais quoi. Je ne sais quoi, je ne sais quoi, je ne. You got that, je ne sais quoi, je ne sais quoi, je ne. You got that, je ne sais quoi.
क्रिप्टो करेंसी बाजार के लिए इस सप्ताह की शुरुआत बेहद खराब रही। सोमवार को क्रिप्टो करेंसी बाजार की ज्यादातर करेंसी बुरी तरीके से टूटी। सबसे लोकप्रिय क्रिप्टो करेंसी बिटकॉइन में इतनी जोरदार गिरावट आई कि इसके दाम अपने ऑल टाइम हाई से आधे से भी कम रह गए हैं। इसके अलावा इथेरियम, बिनांस कॉइन, एवलांच, पोल्काडॉट समेत लगभग सभी क्रिप्टो करेंसियों की कीमत कम हुई है। बीबीसी की एक रिपोर्ट के अनुसार बिटकॉइन की कीमत $34,000 से भी कम हो गई है। क्रिप्टो करेंसी एक्सचेंज कॉइनबेस के अनुसार दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी क्रिप्टो करेंसी बिटकॉइन पिछले साल नवंबर में पीक पर थी। इसके बाद इसकी मार्केट वैल्यू 50% से भी कम हो गई है। वहीं बात करें दूसरी सबसे लोकप्रिय क्रिप्टो करेंसी इथेरियम की, तो बीते एक हफ्ते में इसकी वैल्यू 10% से ज़्यादा कम हुई है। क्रिप्टो करेंसी मार्केट वैसे तो पिछले कई दिनों से प्रेशर में है। पिछले 24 घंटे के दौरान पूरे क्रिप्टो बाजार में हाहाकार मचा हुआ है। मंगलवार सुबह 10:18 तक पिछले 24 घंटे के दौरान बाजार 8.58% गिर चुका था और ग्लोबल क्रिप्टो करेंसी मार्केट कैप घटकर $1.42 ट्रिलियन रह गया है। ग्लोबल क्रिप्टो करेंसी मार्केट कैप का 1.5 ट्रिलियन डॉलर के नीचे आना बड़ी बात है। 4 महीने के निचले स्तर पर चल रहे क्रिप्टो करेंसी मार्केट में पिछले 24 घंटों में भी सुधार के कोई संकेत नहीं दिख रहे हैं। ग्लोबल आर्थिक मंदी के कारण डिजिटल संपत्ति के क्षेत्र में निवेश लगातार घट रहा है। वहीं क्रिप्टो कम्युनिटी को उम्मीद है कि डिजिटल एसेट्स मुद्रास्फीति के खिलाफ बचाव में कारगर हैं। इसके बाद भी क्रिप्टो करेंसी को लेकर जोखिम और अस्थिरता की धारणा बरकरार है।
LIC was always an investor, and now today LIC is coming before the investors to get invested in. Ladies and gentlemen, LIC IPO is a great opportunity. It was considered something unthinkable because this has been a financial institution for a long, long time.
Size of the IPO was little higher and the amount was 2000 to 2100. This was the issue price. Now it has come down to a level of 902 to 949. So in that way it becomes very attractive, and on that there is a further discount of 45 rupees for the retail investor, and there is a discount of the 60 rupees for the LIC policy holders. So in both the cases, it is a very good buy. It is a very good subscription, and the general investor, in whatever category they fall, they should do it. Now, as regards the HNI investor, there is no such rebate. So as on date, we cannot say whether they should apply in a big quantity or not. The HNI investor should buy in a big quantity or not. But one point is very clear. LIC, after this IPO, it will become the 5th largest company of the country, and it has always helped the market whenever there was a market crisis due to some global situation or any kind of FPI outflow from our country. So there are many mutual funds and sister concerns which may help the LIC IPO. So in the long run, the LIC, the price in the secondary market should not go down, should remain actually the favorable, may not be immediately on listing, but in the long run, this should be giving a good profit to the investors. Thank you.
There are concerns, and I want to address those concerns, and I believe that market is giving a lot of weightage to those concerns which can be easily addressed over a period of time. Firstly, that company is losing market share. Now we all know that LIC was enjoying monopoly. So when new player come into any industry, it is bound that the bigger player tend to lose market share, and we have seen this happening in many industries as such. But will it continue to keep losing market share? Answer to that is no. And at the same time, you also need to see that it is losing market share, but its top line, its bottom line is growing. So it's not that it is losing market share and making losses, or the profitability and revenues are coming down. The other thing is the growth rate. The peer growth rate is much higher than LIC. Agreed. But what I want to say over here is, obviously PSUs get lesser valuation because their growth rate is lesser than the counterparts, private counterparts. And at the same time, you look at the LIC book size and what the other listed players are having book size. So in that context, I believe lower growth rate is pretty okay. If you look at LIC's figure, let's not compare. Look at LIC's figure. Then the renewal premium are growing around 9.5% per annum. The new business premium is growing at around 13.5%. So there is growth rate, and there is a substantial growth rate on this heavy base. So I think again that private players are growing at much faster pace and LIC is growing at lower pace. I think that concern is again misplaced. The other concern which market has is about low free float, only 3.5%. Yes, this would lead to demand supply mismatch. A lot of people are saying that probably management would come with an FPO which would again add to supply. But I think management in their commentary clearly mentioned that they have no plans for any further FPO in near future. And we have all seen that how some of the larger names with lower free float, what has happened to their stock prices. And the most important concern which participants had, that 6 months back or a year back, LIC IPO was getting priced at 10 lakh crores. Now it is coming at 6 lakh crores. So what has gone wrong? So I have a two-part answer to this. Firstly, look at what has happened to other insurance company prices. I think most of them have corrected around 35 to 40% in last 6 months since October 2021. There have been many companies which have not left anything on table for investors, and we have seen that after bumper listing gains, these stocks are trading 40-50% down their issue prices. And LIC management has not done that. They have left something on the table, and I believe that valuations are quite cheap. Yes, there are some concerns which over a period of time management would address, and these cheap valuation offers a lot of margin of safety to an investor who's investing in this IPO, and that I believe is a very important element to consider, and hence we suggest subscribe for LIC.